Black gloves are on. You already know what time it is. It's time to lock in. It's Wear Your Sneakers Friday. What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Skinny Hardaway, and this is Retro Heat Check. Checking in one more time for the real hoop heads out there. And of course, thank you all for your likes, your shares, your subscriptions, your comments, and of course, your questions. Hey, continue to bring those questions in. Each and every Wednesday, we have Q&A with Skinny. Hey, and you guys have definitely been killing it with the questions. Hayden, definitely out here letting the clip empty. He's rapid fire questions, question after question after question. I see a few people contacted me and said that they up for the challenge. Chucky, I see Chucky, he stepped up. He said he's gonna come with some fire questions. Kim, she said that she got some questions as well. So hey, I'm definitely encouraged. I'm definitely looking forward to that. Definitely, guys. It definitely makes the week go. It's one of my favorite days of the week. Definitely love answering your questions. Don't get me wrong. I love answering your questions and comments in the comment section, but there's something about Q&A Wednesday nights. It's definitely it's probably just the interactive vibe of it all. You know, just being able to actually hear my voice, giving, giving my answers to your questions. So definitely keep up the good work. You guys have been killing it. Every time I issue a challenge, you guys step up big time. So I'm definitely grateful and thankful for you all. So tip of the hat, if I had one, salute and all that good stuff to you guys. So, and you already know what time it is, man. It's time for us to give that big shout out to the squad. You already know what it is, man. These are my guys. These are the guys that I support. They support me. I hope that you guys support them as well. These guys, man, we all come from all different walks of life. We have different approaches, different styles, from educational to entertaining. Most of us are somewhere in between. Man, I'm definitely glad to have these guys on my side, and I'm glad to be on their side, because we are on the side of the truth, the facts, and you already know what we're going up against. You already know we're going up against naysayers, people who want to change narratives, people who want to erase history, all the way down to the disrespectful, and we're here to combat that. One day at a time, one video at a time. So big shout outs go out to my main man, Sports and Fitness Rants, the inspiration. You already know what it is. Uncommon Sense, Too Raw for TV, Uncut Hoops, Angry O Hoops, Michael Jordan fans, Michael Jordan fans are the best, NNB Sports TV, Geechee Life Sports Talk, Man Down Sports, Prince Sports, Ticket TV, my twin Phenomenal Fitness. What up? You already know what it is. The Allen Ricks TV, Shecklestorm NBA, The Real Mind Crime. Definitely big shout outs to you. NBA Fact Self Research. Hey man, definitely enjoy your channel, man. Definitely enjoy. If you guys are not hip, definitely get in tune with him. He's definitely one of those No frills, no nonsense, just straight facts, no chaser. Uh, Big shout outs also to Hoop God, man. I'm just now really getting hip to him, man. But he definitely is fighting the good fight, man. He comes with the facts. Definitely big shout outs, big respects to you. Um, Man, I think that's pretty much all the squad that I can think of. Yep, I think that's it. If I have forgotten anybody, I don't think I did, but if I did, forgive me. But big shouts to the squad. You already know, man. Thankful to be one of your colleagues, I guess. And hey, if you guys show them the same amount of love and respect, I definitely would appreciate it. Today is going to be a closed door session for Warrior Sneakers Friday. We don't have any newbies coming into the Hoophead Haven, so we're going to press on. And today we are going to talk about, oh man, one of my all-time favorite sneakers. Perhaps my favorite, I will have to say, perhaps my personal favorite silhouette. Definitely, I love the 20. I love the I was about to say the 23. Ooh, I was about to give some facts away. I love the Air. I love this sneaker right here. This sneaker was probably, it was actually the first sneaker that I actually wore. Even though my mom didn't buy them, they were actually hand-me-downs from my cousin. But they weren't the pair that I'm showing you today. But they were the black and infrared Air Jordan 6s. My older cousin Ty passed those down to me. His foot grew, and I cherished those. I cherished those until my foot started to outgrow them and stuff. I was very sad that day. The shoes were already starting to fall apart low key, but I was very sad because it was back to Bobos. It was back to the Payless shoes until like a couple years later, my mom finally got, broke down and finally got me a pair of some Air Raids. So the rest is history. But today's sneaker, man, definitely my favorite silhouette. I believe that this shoe right here was many of Michael Jordan's best plays were probably performed in this shoe. I love this shoe. I love the story behind it. Definitely a personal favorite of mine. A sneaker that if you are a sneakerhead, if you're a Jordan head, if you're a Nike head, you gotta at least have this pair in your collection. Just just a personal just a personal, just opinion on that. But definitely a shoe that I love, and that is the Air Jordan 6 Carmine. Oh man, definitely a beautiful sneaker. Definitely a beautiful sneaker. I will have to say, Tinker Hatfield. Oh man, he was definitely. I always say every week, every time I talk about Air Jordans, I always say Tinker Hatfield was in his bag. I mean, what else can you say? I mean, Tinker Hatfield once again drops a nuclear bomb on the sneaker community. When he unleashed these bad boys in the fall of 1991. Definitely a sneaker for the ages. One of the greatest sneakers I think ever constructed. The Air Jordan 6 in this particular colorway, the Carmine, represents so much, not only in the sneaker world, but in Michael Jordan's personal career. These definitely signify a new era, not only with Nike, but also the NBA. Basically, like I just stated, this was a shoe that debuted in 1991. These actually came out opening day. They made their debut opening day, November of 1991, versus the Philadelphia 76ers. And needless to say, Michael Jordan went off in these. You know what I'm saying? This was ring night, first ring night, so he was getting his first ring. And Jordan decided, I guess he had to just cap off the moment by going off on Philadelphia. I mean, it was culminated probably with one of his nastiest dunks probably ever in his career, and I'll talk about that in a little while. But yeah, definitely a a shoe that was a head turner. The colorway, the Carmine color, is actually based off the poison of South American cactus beetles. Um, Tinker Hatfield, being his eccentric self, decided that that color would definitely be represented in the shoe, but also Carmine is actually a subtle color for kings. And basically, this shoe going into the 91-92 season, Michael Jordan just won his first NBA championship, rocking the black and infrared Air Jordan 6 versus the Los Angeles Lakers in the NBA Finals. So basically, to cap it off, Tinker Hatfield decided to drop this subtle message to the NBA. This shoe was basically a subtle message to the NBA to let everyone know that there was a new king on the throne in the NBA. That is why he didn't want to. He didn't want to. He obviously couldn't use purple because that was considered Magic's color. But he wanted to have a royal finish to the Air Jordan 6, and he decided to have the most kingly color to the basically the varsity red or Bulls red as possible, and that was Carmine. So basically, the synergy of a poison and basically a king, basically create a synergy and a story of its own. Basically the Jordan was untouchable. You couldn't touch him. If you tried, you know what I'm saying, it equaled danger. That's what the poison represent. Plus, also with the king, as Jordan's taking his throne upon the NBA, definitely. Yeah, he was basically stepping on. He was basically literally stepping on the NBA when he put these on. Definitely a tip of the hat to Tinker Hatfield for that subtle message. That was definitely dope. The silhouette, what a lot of people don't well, most people realize, but some people don't, that actually the Air Jordan 6 is actually, the silhouette is actually based upon the number 23. If you look at it, you can see the 2 and then you can see the 3. That was basically the basis of, I don't know why, yeah, because the camera I'm facing, it makes it reverse, and you can't reverse. It's weird. That's why a lot of my videos look backwards. But yeah, the 23 is the main shape of the shoe, is the main part of the silhouette. If you can see, it's definitely a dope nod. It's a dope nod to Mike. Tinker being Tinker, just I'm sure he was just sitting there cooking up and figured out, like, hey, I could base the shoe off the number. And just a subtle but yet not so subtle nod to MJ. So yeah, definitely. As you can see, it's not a full number 2, but you can see it's the shape of a number 2 with the 3. So yeah, a lot of people know about that hidden gem, but some don't. But yeah, the Air Jordan 6 is basically based off of the number 23. Yeah, when Michael came into that season, into the season, he wanted a shoe, basically because the black infrareds were were debuted in the 1991 playoffs and all that. That was what Jordan wore on his run to the first championship. Basically, in that shoe, what he wanted in that shoe was an improvement from the fives. He said that he wanted a shoe that he can actually jump in and jump out of, basically. Um, and Tinker decided that, well, hey, what if I, make a tongue, a durable, plasticky, rubbery type tongue with some holes to poke out, so you can put your, so you can put your fingers in there and be able to jump right in, jump right out your sneaker. Uh, MJ saw that when he saw the prototype. He loved it immediately. He loved the look of the tongue, which is definitely an eye catcher of the sneaker, but also one of functionality. Basically, you just put your fingers in there, pull it forward, and with the back spoiler piece right there, put your shoe right. Mike was able to put his foot in and out of the shoe. The back spoiler piece was based off of Michael Jordan's Porsche 911 Turbo S. This is where the spoiler had came from. Michael Jordan fell in love with these sneakers immediately. It was one of his. It was quickly one of his favorite silhouettes, and he definitely loved the Carmine. He definitely loved everything about the sneaker. Calm down, Coda. But yeah, definitely he definitely loved the tongue with the corresponding back spoiler piece. Definitely for him to be able to jump in and out of the shoe, pretty much. Also, with the sneaker comes this lace pocket. You have this lace pocket that comes with the corresponding lace lock. Basically, this put together, as you can see, I have my lace lock at the base of the sneaker instead of up here at the top of the sneaker where it's supposed to be. But actually, with the lace lock, with the lace pocket, along with the along with the tongue, in the spoiler, basically was this whole system was pretty much a precursor to what would be known as the Hirachi system, which is basically the inner booty that is inside of many of the sneakers. That was basically the highlight of that sneaker, was that inner booty of the Hirachi. So yeah, the Air Jordan 6 was somewhat of a test, was somewhat of a, I won't say a test, but a precursor to the Hirachi system, with this this lace pocket with the lace lock. So it wasn't just for decoration. It actually had some functionality to keep the ankle when laced up and with the lace lock locked in. Basically, Mike was able to have flexibility within his ankle. He was able to have some flex within his ankle. He was able to move around a little bit more freely. He had felt that the Air Jordan 5 was a little stiff around the ankles because the Air Jordan 5 does have that molded ankle piece, which is basically how, if you ever look at the Air Jordan 5, it does kind of mold to the outside of your ankle, and it kind of just fits that way. Whereas the Air Jordan 6, it has two of the knots, which actually gives a little bit more flex within his ankle and his upper foot. So definitely a lot of functionality within just the laces alone. The Air Jordan 6 was also excuse me, was also the last of the Air Jordans to actually have the Nike Air branding in a visible air bubble unit. Yeah, it was definitely the culmination of Tinker Hatfield's ingenuity by showing by first debuting the visible Nike Air unit in the Air Jordan 3, and culminated with the Nike Air Jordan 6. Um, Man, it was definitely, I have to say, going from the 6 to the 7 was definitely a drastic change for me. It was definitely a shock to see, because I was definitely loving the visible air units, man. They were definitely, just definitely awesome. Uh, Definitely awesome to check out. Um, Man, definitely made, I don't know, man. The air bubbles definitely made, in my opinion, definitely made this sneaker stand out. Definitely made the sneaker, in my opinion. I guess I'm just a classic air unit junkie, I guess. But what do you know? What do you know? What do you know? But it definitely came on the outsole, as you can see, the translucent and rubber bottoms. Basically, with the Air Jordan 5, as most people remembered, that they had the translucent right here in the middle, in the mid forefoot, and then a little piece right here in the back heel. Whereas um, they wanted more rubber along the middle and translucent along the sides. This actually gave the shoe more of an optimum grip on the court versus the Air Jordan 5. This shoe was basically the upgraded version of the Air Jordan 5. Michael Jordan, although he did love the sneaker, he did want little tweaks here and there, and the Air Jordan 6 definitely met a lot of those specifications at the time. This was basically considered um, the sports car of sneakers at the time. I mean, not only with the Porsche aesthetic and everything, it was just how sleek and um, how sleek and how fast the shoe looks, how aggressive the lines and the shape looks. You can see the aggressive angles that are facing forward. It's it's like when you see Jordan in the air and you see how the shoe, it just looks like it was just designed to be in the air, and just from all angles, just the sneaker just looks totally cool. I definitely love. I don't know about most people, but I am definitely a sucker for the in the instep of a sneaker. If the instep of a sneaker looks good and the outstep of, I'm saying, that and the outstep of the shoe looks good, but I think you definitely have a winner. I definitely think the Air Jordan 6 is a 10 out of 10 sneaker. I think this sneaker is the personification of the 90s because it's bold, it's aggressive, has in your face technology. It has it has the plastic, it has rubber, it has just it has funky functionality. I just think that this sneaker just totally encapsulates the 90s. Definitely think that it is the definitive Nike as far as the aesthetic of the 90s. I definitely think that the Air Jordan 6 encapsulates all of that. Um, and I guess that's just me. But yeah, definitely one of those sneakers. I have to say that some of the greatest plays that Michael Jordan has ever pulled off were in these sneakers. Many of you guys got to remember the layup of death versus New Jersey, where he jumps in the air, hangs, switches it from the right to the left, back to the right, underneath, cuffing it. Oh man, I mean, just that whole sequence was crazy. Watching that on TV and then watching that on ESPN is like when you watched it on television and you just watch the replay over again. It was like that play was everywhere. It was on the news. It was everywhere. You just could not get away from that play because it was a special play. And definitely, what I was talking about when I was talking about opening night, I have to say one of MJ's nastiest dunks was performed in these when he basically cleared Hershey Hawkins going baseline for a dunk off a steal. He was going out of bounds, tapped it back into John Stockton. John Stockton he tipped it out of bounds to John Paxson. John Paxson kicked it back to MJ. MJ takes off, goes baseline. Hershey Hawkins thought he was going to take a charge. Michael had other plans, basically jumped right over him, going baseline, lean in, one hand, and one. Oh man, it was probably one of the most devastating dunks I've ever seen. But Michael Jordan made plenty of plays, many of dope plays in these sneakers. It just seemed like Michael Jordan was just at he was at his zenith. He was at his peak in these. That's what this shoe definitely represents. Michael Jordan at his zenith. Michael Jordan at the height of his powers. Just he was 10 out of 10 athleticism. He was 10 out of 10 grit, smarts, intangibles, 10 out of 10 on both sides. Man, fundamentals, 10 out of 10. I mean, every metric at that time, 10 out of 10. He was pulling out stuff. I mean, there's nothing that he couldn't do on the floor. He tell Mutombo shooting with his eyes closed. Shooting free throws with his eyes closed, telling Mutombo, hey, Mutombo, this for you, baby, with his eyes closed. I mean, there was nothing that MJ could not do. Man, this shoe was definitely one of Michael Jordan's favorite. He wore them all the way from November of 91 all the way until the 1992 NBA All-Star Weekend, where he finally put these shoes up, and he actually debuted the Air Jordan 7 Bordeaux at the 1992 NBA All-Star game. But yeah, this shoe definitely has its place in NBA history, in NBA lore, and Air Jordan lore, Michael Jordan lore. Man, this is definitely one of the more important sneakers in sneaker history. The Air Jordan 6 Carmine. Definitely a once-in-a-lifetime type of sneaker for a once-in-a-lifetime player in a once-in-a-lifetime season. Michael Jordan in 1991-92 season, another MVP season, went on to win another NBA championship, another scoring title, defensive first team, all NBA first team. He was an all-star. Man, it was basically just business as usual for Mike that year. But he was definitely coming off that high, that championship high, and it was the start of the three-peat. This was how the three-peats, the second of the first three-peat started, was in the Nike Air Jordan 6 Carmines. Definitely a sneaker that even has a little bit of pop culture references as well. The actual Air Jordan 6, not necessarily the Carmine, but the Air Jordan 6 model was actually commissioned once again by Tinker Hatfield to be converted into a custom boot for the actor Michael Keaton, who played Batman in the movie Batman Returns. So if you ever want to go back and watch the movie Batman Returns, yes, Batman in the whole movie is actually wearing a custom pair of Air Jordan 6s. They're all black, black on black, everything black. But yes, they are Air Jordan 6s. Definitely a cool little tidbit about the Air Jordan as far as the pop culture aspect of the Air Jordans. Once again, in movies. And this is a sneaker that was retroed in 2008 for the first time as part of the Countdown pack. It did not have the Nike Air on the back. It had the Jumpman on the back, Jumpman Air on the back. Also in the 2014 pair, same thing, same specifications. Finally in 2021, finally the Air Jordan 6 Carmine came back in all of its glory, all of its OG glory, from the Nike lace lock with the Jumpman on the inside, to the Nike Air branding on the back, and on the inside of the sneaker. Oh yeah, that's a little tidbit for you sneakerheads. If you guys ever, I like to keep the inside of my insoles looking nice and brand new, so I usually just put some clear tape over it, man. Just put a little piece of clear tape over it. Keep your, you know what I'm saying, your insoles looking brand new. You know what I'm saying. You don't have to wear out the lettering inside. You know what I'm saying. I like to keep my stuff looking crispy like that. But definitely the Nike Air is the French kiss at the end. You already know what it is, man. This sneaker, once it touched down, oh man, we all wanted a pair of these. We all wanted a pair. Me, I was still holding on to my hand-me-down black infrareds. So I was cool for a little while. But man, I was looking at all my friends who did get a pair of these. Oh man, and they were a sneaker that I wanted to get. And you know, one of my friends, well, they were brothers. They had the sneakers with the outfit. Oh man, with the outfits to match. Oh man, it just made you really want the shoe even more. I was so envious. So I finally got the countdown pack. I didn't get the 2014 because I did not want the shoe to not have Nike Air on the back, so I just waited patiently. And when it was announced that that they were dropping in 2021, I definitely had to get a pair. I was on them immediately. I was on GOAT as soon as they dropped. But yeah, this was a sneaker that when they returned in 2021, this was definitely a favorite. You couldn't go anywhere without seeing a million people wearing these. I mean, this is this is an all-time favorite. When these drop, everybody rocks them. Everybody cops them. This is a shoe that whenever these drop, you will always sell out, because this is a shoe that, I mean, I think just mainly because subconsciously in our minds, we just see Michael Jordan just doing all these crazy plays when he wore these. I mean, majority, if you look at a lot of Michael Jordan's highlights, he's wearing these shoes when he's doing the crazy stuff. That's all I can say, man. Michael Jordan was definitely at the height of his powers. Like I said, 10 out of 10 in all attributes. Um, and yeah, this shoe definitely represents definitely represents a great time in NBA basketball history. Um, yeah, that right there is the Air Jordan 6 Carmine, and definitely we're gonna close right there. I hope you guys like the new intro for Wear Your Sneaker Friday. Trying to just do something a little different, you know what I'm saying? Because it is its own different kind of show, because we're not really talking basketball-wise. We're just talking sneakers. So I decided to give it a different twist. You already know what it is. But I hope you guys like the new intro video. But with that being said, it's Friday, obviously. And with that being said, I hope that you guys have a great weekend. Love on your loved ones. Love on them babies. Remember, tomorrow is not promised. Want you guys to enjoy your weekends. Please be safe. Be responsible. Be respectful. Man, if you can help out somebody, help them out. Be a blessing, not a burden. Man, just be responsible. Be respectful. You already know what it is. Clear head. Good intentions in your heart. You're out of here. It's the weekend. Have fun. Enjoy yourselves. If you're working this weekend, hey, get that extra overtime check. You already know what it is, man. And use that money wisely, you know, or enjoy yourself. You know, got a little extra money to spend. But definitely, I want you guys to enjoy your weekends. And we will reconvene once again Monday. And we'll do this all again. And with that being said, it's your boy Skinny Hardaway, and this is another episode of Retro Heat Check in the books. And with that being said, I'll leave you with these words. Peace, and wear your sneakers.